Hi everyone, welcome back to my very first video of 2021. And at the beginning of every year, I like to do a bit of a style recap, just sharing with you my most worn pieces of the previous year. Even though 2020 has been a very different year to say the least, I thought I would still share with you my most worn pieces in my wardrobe. There is a bit of a more casual spin, but I'm not a huge loungewear person, so a lot of it is still going out clothes that can be worn at home. I've taken my phone and I've been looking through my Instagram and my YouTube, and what I'm going to do is pretty much go through my content chronologically and talk about basically what I think are the best pieces I have discovered or added to my wardrobe or just worn a lot of this year. My very first favorite of 2020 is this Suzanne silk skirt, and this one I purchased in March. I've worn this skirt a lot this year because I find that it suits a lot of different occasions. So if I'm working from home, it's really comfortable and easy to wear. If I'm going out with friends, it's very dressy and it's very cute. If I am going on holiday, it kind of folds up really easily into something really compact. No matter what I've been doing this year, I just felt like the skirt was perfect for the occasion. And it is a really dainty, beautiful print that I just don't seem to get sick of. My second most worn of the year is the Suzanne Leontine knit, and I've worn this so many times in videos. I feel like I've styled it in every single video I've done this year. Honestly, so many times. The sweater has gotten a lot of love, especially in 2020, because I find it to be very simple, not fussy, and versatile. So in terms of care, it's one of those sweaters that does wash quite well. It's really easy to wash. It's not like wool that can be a little bit more fussy, a bit more delicate. This is a cotton blend, which just makes it really easy. I think that it goes with a lot of things. It is a really nice cropped shape, which I like, and I think because 2020 has been the way it is, this knit has just fit a lot of different occasions, whether I am at home, running errands, or going out with friends. This has kind of worked. I don't know if this knit is currently in stock, but it comes back into stock pretty often. So I'll link it down below if anyone's interested. They have a sign up page. And I've seen it come back multiple times this year. I found a couple of show dresses that I really like, and one of the reasons I like them is because you don't have to wear a bra, so they're super comfortable when you're at home, and then you can run out to run errands without having to get changed. If you are smaller on the chest like I am, I feel like these are just so easy to wear. This dress is from Petal and Pup. It's a really nice cotton dress with some tie details at the shoulder. And it has a tiered effect on the skirt, but it's a really fun and flirty dress in a very neutral color palette, which means that it just is very versatile. I think if you have a slightly more minimal aesthetic, but you still want a bit of a sundress, something like this I feel like works really well. The next shirt dress is this Faithful option with a green and white gingham. It's a really unique print, probably not the most versatile, but it's really fun. And I really like the fact that this shirt detail is coupled with this square neckline, and I just find it really flattering on this upper body area. I mean, I don't have much of a chest, so I feel like a lot of dresses with a lower neckline isn't that flattering, but this one is. Has a similar skirt portion with the tiered effects, which is cute. This is another Faithful dress, and I feel like Faithful dresses pretty much get a mention in all of my yearly roundups. It was in my last year's roundup and still a firm favorite. The next two items are more practical pieces in my wardrobe, but pieces that I don't really have the chance to share a lot on my channel. They kind of don't really fit into styling videos or things like that. This is an organic basics tank top, and it's made from 95% lyocell tencel and 5% elastane. So it's a simple scoop neck tank top, but it has become my favorite thing to wear around the house or to sleep because this material against my skin is just so incredibly soft. I don't think a cotton or anything like that compares to this. It is just beautiful. I like it so much. I actually have two of this exact tank top. I don't actually know where the other one is right now, but I have two of these and I wear them a lot just to go to sleep or lay it inside other pieces. If you want to treat yourself to something that will make you feel super comfortable at night or even just around the house, this is my favorite loungewear, sleepwear, underwear pick for the year. My next practical most worn or favorite is my Girlfriend Collective set. And I purchased this, can't remember, I think mid-year. I got their windbreaker as well as a pair of their high-rise compressive tights. And both of these pieces have been my go-to gym exercise clothes when I have done exercise. I purchased this in the extra small and it is very cropped, but I think regardless of size, you should definitely expect this to come up quite short. It is the kind of piece that I wear when I'm going for a walk. I might like put on a sport top inside and throw this over the top, especially if it's going to be a little bit more chilly, a little bit more windy. I kind of throw this on. And then the second piece is the compression tights, and I got this in the extra small. They do fit me really well. I kind of do wish I got the small just so it's not as tight, but they do fit me pretty well. Like, they look good and I feel like they are my right size. I got it in the shorter length because you do have the option. If I ever reach a stage in my like fitness journey where I require more than one set of exercise clothes, I would love to try their bike shorts, which I think would be great for the summertime when I don't want to put on like a proper legging, and also maybe one of their crop tops or tank tops. Aside from being an ethical brand, I do just like the way the exercise gear looks. Even though I picked mine in the black, they do a lot of lovely colors, a lot of matching sets. They tend to kind of do the same colors across all their clothing, so you can make a really nice set yourself. I've spoken this year many times about my love for Dôen dresses, so I'm not going to talk too much about it because, you know, I have already. The only shout out is to the Joan dress, which if I could pick would probably be my most worn dress of the year. I got it in March or April of this year and I have worn it probably once a week for the entire year. Something crazy like that. Whenever the weather was appropriate, it's been the piece that I've just repeatedly worn again and again. This next dress is from End of a Stories actually, and I featured it in an End of a Stories video this year, but this dress has got to be one of my favorite like high street finds or high street dupes. To me, this dress looks like it could definitely be like Christy Dôen or something that is, you know, a little bit more premium. I love that it's not just a great dupe in terms of how the dress looks, but the feeling of the fabric is actually really nice as well. It does feel quite luxe and similar to the dresses that I would expect from like Dôen, Christy Dôen, Meadow, which you'll see later, like dresses of that type. It's a lovely End of a Stories find, and not to mention because it is quite a neutral color palette, it does feel a bit more versatile than something like that Faithful dress I showed in the green and white. A big style thing for me in 2020 was wearing more trousers rather than jeans. Jeans have been a big no-no for me for the most part, unless they're like very high stretch and comfortable jeans. But for the most part, trousers have been the way to go in the wintertime or when it wasn't possible to wear a dress. So we have this pair from Arket, and this is one of the only things I've tried so far from Arket and I've been really impressed. This is also made from a lyocell material and I think it is definitely one of my favorite sustainable fabrics. It does feel very like silky and lovely. I love that as a more petite girl, I didn't have to get these trousers tailored. They kind of just fit really well. They're obviously meant to be a little bit of a crop pant for people who are taller, but for me it is the perfect length. And you've also got this adjustable belt, which I love because, you know, if the waist doesn't fit you perfectly, you can make minor adjustments, so it cinches in at the waist really well. I find this pair of pants really flattering and I would definitely consider getting this in like a khaki shade. I always mention when I talk about these that the white pair is a little bit sheer, so I did return those after picking them up. But the navy and the darker colors are much better options to go for. They have a really nice fabric which makes them drape really well. They're also quite easy to care for as well. Other pair I want to mention are these white trousers from End of a Stories. Super baggy, wide-legged, and a very relaxed fit, which makes them so incredibly comfortable, which has been perfect for this year. They're as comfortable as my lounge pants, to be honest, because like nothing touches you, they're very loose. The waistband isn't like a really tight restrictive one either, so everything about these has just been perfect for this year. I do love a wide baggy trouser, probably not for everyone, but a little bit of a favorite of mine personally, and these have just been great. This particular style has been out of stock for a while, but they do have a few very similar alternatives on their website. Around October, November of this year, Sydney pretty much had like zero community transmission. things were going back to a new normal while still with some restrictions in place. But I had the chance to do a road trip to Byron Bay and discovered a lot of small brands, which I personally really love. I do love to support smaller Australian fashion brands, especially brands who I think are making an effort in terms of representation. So representation in Australian media and Australian fashion brands has been something that I've been paying more attention to this year, and I feel like there are some things that once you see, you can't unsee. So I do love to support smaller Australian brands whose ethics kind of aligns with my own. Anyways, that being said, there are a few brand discoveries that I want to share with you. The first one is this white dress from Wild Horses, and this dress is such a statement because it's so beautiful. It is entirely this broidery material, and it's like a nice thicker broidery which gives it a really pretty look to it once it's on. It's not too flimsy or light, which a lot of broidery dresses are. This one has a bit more like structure and substance to it. I got it in the extra small. It has tiers all the way throughout the dress and then like bow ties at the shoulder. Similar to that tan dress I showed earlier. I've worn this a few times and every time I've just felt very fab in it. A little bit too dressy for my life this year, but I just think it's such a stunner and a piece that is really feminine and lovely. It's a smaller brand in Perth and one I discovered through Jasmine Dowling, so a really nice discovery this year. Another brand discovery is Rowley, and I discovered Rowley again in Byron Bay, and I went to all of the Rowley stores in Byron Bay, like I literally I think I walked past all of them at one point and just like popped in. Also went to their store at the market, and basically every single salesperson or sales assistant there was just super lovely, super friendly, and yeah, it was really nice. This has got to be one of my favorite dresses I've discovered this year. Oh god, I just seamed this, but I obviously didn't do a very good job. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna show you in the cutaways, but basically it has this really cool tie detail that goes across the waistline, which makes it really flattering and cinches in the waist. Another very neutral color, which makes it very wearable. And it's the perfect kind of dress to wear with a blazer over the top for work, if you're going to the office, or to wear casually to the beach with a few buttons undone. It kind of suits every occasion. The fabric is also really nice and drapey. I've just done a shocker of a job trying to steam it. This is made from 70% tencel and 30% linen, so fabric is perfect. And then the last like smaller Australian brand is Meadow. And I purchased this dress first. I fell in love with it and I kind of got a tank top afterwards, and both of these pieces have just been delightful to wear. I think the fabrics they use are a little bit more playful, a little bit more youthful than Dôen. The pattern on these two pieces are both just very fun. This one is a red and has like a pink and blue dainty floral on it. Both of these pieces are made from Rowley, which is a sustainable fabric, and very sheer but comfortable to wear in the summertime. The print of this feels really unique and I don't think I've seen anything similar, so this has been delightful to wear. I actually wore this on Christmas, which felt very fitting, and love it. The other dress I've shown in a few videos, including my summer lookbook, which I'll link below, but this one is just a really flattering shape. I love the shape of this dress, so the combination of the spaghetti straps with the drop waistline and midi length just makes it super floaty and fun to wear. The shape of this is lovely. It's got lining on the inside, so it's not too sheer, and just a very happy dress. All of these pieces have been very delightful discoveries this year, and all from smaller Australian brands. Moving on to my favorite shoe find of the year, which are a pair of sandals. It's so weird that I'm going to talk about a heeled sandal, which obviously is a little bit more dressy, but I think in the last 5 months-ish, as Sydney has been going back to regular life, I've kind of taken every opportunity I can to get dressed up and move away from home clothes and loungewear. I love that these shoes are asymmetrical, so they're actually not the same on both sides, which I didn't even know until I actually put them on and thought, something's different here. And it just makes it so incredibly cool. I feel like strappy sandals can be very uncomfortable, and these aren't. So these are surprisingly comfortable for a heel, and I've actually just worn them when I'm like shopping, walking around with no problems at all. They are a low heel, but with like a kitten heel and like strappy shoes, I do tend to not wear them on a daily basis. But these actually have just worked most days. As long as I'm not doing too much walking or walking all day, these have worked perfectly fine. I've also never gotten a blister in these, which is great, and I just think these are like really beautiful shoes and shoes that I'm gonna continue to wear well into 2021 and onwards. The last favorite of mine this year has been antique or vintage rings, and this is actually a slightly newer obsession that has kind of started at the end of this year, or at the end of last year I should say. And it started when I found this really pretty opal antique ring on Etsy. I'll show you the ring in close-ups later because it's a bit hard to show. But it's an antique ring from the Victorian era, I think the late Victorian era. And it's just 3 very dainty opals on a 9-carat rose gold band. It's very dainty, but at the same time it's quite sparkly and it definitely catches the eye. I love the way this ring looks, especially layered with other rings that are more dainty. And I just think it's so pretty to combine a bunch of small dainty rings together on the hand. Because I've fallen in love with antique vintage rings, my mom has also given me one of her vintage rings from the late 80s with like a ruby in it. I'm currently getting a resize, but I'll show you in some cutaways if I get it back before this video goes up. And it's definitely kickstarted a bit of an obsession for me, and I've kind of been constantly on the lookout on Etsy at like great deals of antique rings that I could add to my collection. That is all of my most worn pieces from the last year, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit the like button, subscribe if you aren't already, and if there's anything you want to see from me in 2021, please let me know in the comments below. It is so helpful to hear from you guys on what you want to see, and it does help me organize what I'm going to film for the year as well. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you soon. Bye!